What's up, everybody? It's Charles, and today we're going to be talking about some of the biggest struggles that new technicians face. Whether it's your first month on the job or you're knocking on the door of finishing tech school, there's a million things going on in your brain. Did I make the right choice? Am I going to make enough money? How am I going to afford tools? What's my career going to look like in 10 years with electric cars? There's so much to consider, and I remember being there. I remember having more than one freak out moment about all of those things that were about to come my way. Today I teamed up with Universal Technical Institute, the place I went to tech school, to help answer some of those questions and curb those fears that you guys may be facing. So here are the three biggest things I've seen new technicians struggle with, and more importantly, how to overcome them. First up, tools. I have talked to tons of potential technicians just finishing up tech school or knocking on that door, almost done with their time at school. And one of the first questions I always got asked was, what about tools? How many tools do I need for the first day of work? Who makes the best tools? Where should I buy these tools at? Guys, I get it. You go into a shop and you see a technician's toolbox that's, to the ceiling, filled with thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars worth of tools, and you think, how am I gonna get there? Do I really need all this stuff on my first day? While the concern about tools is the most common thing I get asked, it's also, thankfully, the easiest one to solve. I always recommend to potential technicians, look, start with the basics. You're gonna need hand tools no matter what you do. Your 1/2-inch drive, your 3/8 drive, your 1/4-inch drive, the sockets, the extensions, pliers, all those things are going to be pretty common no matter where you work. If you wanna work for Ford, cool, you need hand tools. If you want to work for Ferrari, cool, you need hand tools. There's no reason right off the bat, especially if you don't already have something lined up, to start investing heavily into those specialty tools. If you spend a bunch of money on Ford specialty tools and get the job of a lifetime offer with someone else, now you have a bunch of tools that you're probably never going to use. So going in, start with the basics. Once you get into your shop, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to that shop foreman, those head technicians, and we're gonna ask them if we can look through their toolbox and see what they use. What are the most common things that master tech reaches for on a daily basis? Go to their roll cart, because a technician's roll cart is the most common stuff that we use. Look how it's organized. What's at the front? What's at the back? What's within easy reach in that cart? And those are the things that you're gonna wanna focus on next. When it comes to brand, as a new technician, to me, I don't really think it matters. You're probably gonna end up losing more tools than you are going to be breaking them. So start off and buy smart with the tools that you can afford. I do like to focus on tools that have a lifetime warranty, but we don't need to spend $175 on a ratchet if we can't afford to do that. Guys, one of the biggest issues I see when it comes to new technicians and tools is that they get themselves into debt. Please, whatever you do not start your career off in any more debt than you absolutely have to. Guys, it terrifies me when I hear from technicians that spent thousands and thousands of dollars on the tool truck their first few months when they don't even know if this career is going to be right for them. So please, buy smart, make lists, see what other people use in their shop, use that as a guideline, and buy the best tools that you can afford. Next up is, how do I know my first job is going to be the right fit for me? Now, this question actually comes in about 40 different forms. What jobs will I do? How much am I gonna make? Will I get training? Is someone gonna be there to help me when I have a question? Am I gonna work flat rate? What happens if I break something while I'm working on it? Am I gonna get stuck changing oil for a year before I actually get to do something interesting? All of these questions really circle back to, how do I know the place I'm going to work is gonna be the right fit for me? Now, there's no way I can possibly blanket answer that question for everyone, because this is a very specific and individual decision to make. You're focused on making a good impression, you to the future employer, and that's a good thing. You should be focusing on that. But it's important to also understand that you are also interviewing them. Like I mentioned, I have interviewed so many technicians and had some really killer, amazing interviews that I've done with people, and then had some where it felt like it was pulling teeth. And the guys and girls that asked the most questions were the ones that did the best job in the interview. They asked all those questions I rattled off at the front. And the ones that just sat there and only answered my questions were typically the ones that didn't get hired. Now, there may have been other factors to it, but them not having a single question from me is a red flag that gives me concern as an interviewer. You need to be asking the questions to make sure that the environment is right for you. I do feel like you starting out as a technician, you should have a dedicated mentor. You should have that person to go to when you have a question that is responsible for training you and helping grow you into that good technician, great technician, master technician, whatever it is that you want. You should get all the training that is available that you could possibly get. And if you interview with a place that says they are going to start you out on flat rate, you need to just get up and walk out, because no new technician should ever be started out on flat rate. Guys, this is your career. You really need to look at what you want your life to be. Design the perfect life and then begin to find the shop or the dealership or the race car team, whatever it is, that best suits you and your values and what you want your life to be. And guys, remember, you never have more negotiating strength. You never have a better opportunity to ask for more money than the day you're interviewing for the job. In fact, seconds before you say yes, you are never in a better position to negotiate for more money. Keep that in mind. But remember this, never talk about money for question one. The last one really, more than the other two, hit the closest home for me, and that's worrying about things like ASE testing. I had so many freak out moments, legit like Charles tweaking out moments over these ASE tests that I took while I was at tech school. I was convinced that no one would hire me if I didn't have all of them passed and ready to go. Guys, the truth is, it didn't matter. And what I mean by that didn't matter, it didn't matter in the big picture. All those things we talked about in number 2 were way more important. Yes, there are some employers that are going to require you to have ASE certifications. Yes, it looks really good on a resume to say that you're Master ASE certified. Yes, you get a little patch for your jacket and your shirt. That's cool too. And if you want those things, I think you should go get them. Shops will use ASE certified technicians as part of their marketing strategy. And they should. We should be telling our customers, hey, this technician worked really hard and passed these tests. And those ASE tests that I totally freaked out about, it didn't matter anyway. Not only did you have to pass the test, but you had to have 2 years of automotive experience. Year 1 counted for tech school, but I still had to work a whole nother year before I actually was ASE certified. Now, I do think ASE is a valuable thing. I have sat in and helped write ASE tests. It's a fascinating process. And I do think that it can increase your value as a technician and help you negotiate more money. But for right now, don't worry too much about it. You can always pass those tests and you can always get those certifications down the road. All right, guys, I'm gonna wrap it up there. Questions and comments, feel free to leave them down below. If you like the video, hit that thumbs up button. Don't forget to subscribe. And a quick thank you to UTI for helping me make this video for you. Guys, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.